Hi, this is Sarit Switzer, and welcome to the It Is Taught podcast, a podcast devoted to the teachings of Rabbi Shneur Zalman of Liadi as recorded in his most famous work, the Tanya. My hope for this show is to make these teachings accessible and relatable to the average person, regardless of prior Jewish education or affiliation. The episodes follow the prescribed daily study portions and are meant to serve as practical lessons in how to live your life as your true self and develop an authentic and powerful relationship with your Creator. I have personally experienced the effects the study of this work has had on me, and I'm excited to share what I can of this knowledge with you. So please join me on this journey of learning, self-growth, and connection with your source. Hi, and welcome to the It Is Taught podcast, episode 29. This is for the 17th of Teves. And today we're going to be concluding chapter 10, where we were discussing the different types of tzaddikim, of righteous people. And we spoke in previous episodes about the lower level of a tzaddik, an incomplete tzaddik. That's somebody who has successfully conquered their animal soul, the godly soul successfully rules over the body. However, they did not successfully eliminate negativity from inside them entirely. So the evil within such an incomplete tzaddik is subdued and it's nullified and it's dormant. So it's, for all intents and purposes, it's not there. However, it is within them on some level. And this manifests itself in the sense that the person's passions have not been totally transformed for God. And this is in contrast to a complete tzaddik. This is the other type of a tzaddik, and this is going to be the focus of our class today, who has succeeded in transforming their evil inclinations to God and their passion and their soul of their animal soul to God, so that all of their desires and everything is for God. And we spoke about yesterday how Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai in the Zohar refers to these tzaddikim, refers to these righteous, completely righteous people as being bnei aliyah, children of ascent. And we said that this is because what are they ascending? They're ascending these klipas noga, these translucent husks that, like we mentioned in previous episodes, are concealing the godliness within all of these creations, and through and the passions of the body, like the things that people are naturally passionate about. So these complete tzaddikim are elevating these sparks back to their source in holiness. This is why they're called bnei aliyah, the children of ascent. And so now in today's section, the Alter Rebbe gives another reason as to why these children of ascent are called these bnei aliyah, why the complete tzaddikim are called the bnei aliyah. And he says that this is because it's not only about the negativity, it's not only about that they are transforming these evil forces within them into good and elevating them, but actually it's even the positivity that they do. It's even the Torah and the mitzvahs that they do in a positive way. So it's not just about abstaining from negative things, but even the positive things that they do, they're doing them for a higher purpose. And it's not just for selfish reasons in order to cleave to God and to quench the thirst of their soul, but rather it's for a much higher purpose, and it's for doing kindness to God. So what does that mean to do kindness to God? Doing chesed to God. So this means that it's for the purpose of uniting the Kudsha Brichu and the Shchinte down here in the lower worlds. So it's to unite these two levels of God in the lower worlds, which is ultimately Hashem's desire and purpose. And then the Alter Rebbe cites the Rab Nehemna in Parshat Tetzei, where it talks about somebody who is a child who is so selfless, who loves their parents more than themselves, and is willing to, so much so that he's willing to give up their life to save them, were these parents to be held in captivity. So this is what it's likened to. So these complete tzaddikim have such a selfless love for God that it's actually not even about their own selfish desire to cleave to God anymore. They're able to serve God in such a way that it's actually purely for the sake of God and purely for doing kindness for God's sake. So, and this kindness for God's sake is this unification of the Kuchabrichu and Shchinte. So the Alter Rebbe then ends off here with a parenthesis where he says that these two aspects of how the complete tzaddik serves God in such a way that they are termed the Bnei Aliyah are actually very interconnected. So this is a little technical, but bear with me. So as we mentioned before, there are two aspects of why the two reasons why the complete tzaddik are called Bnei Aliyah, children of Ascent, is number one, because they are ascending, they are lifting up these husks, these klipas noga, the sparks of godliness that are contained within these husks. They're returning them back up to their original source and holiness. And the second reason why they're called Bnei Aliyah, the children of Ascent, is because when they're even doing the positive commandments, when they're not, getting rid of negativity, but it's actually they're just doing positive things, they're doing this for a higher purpose of doing chesed, doing kindness for God. And so now the Alter Rebbe explains this in a little bit more technical detail, explaining how they're interrelated, is he says that when they are doing this process of the transformation of the negativity, what's actually happening here is they are engaging in a process which is called birurim. This is the rectification and the sorting through and of klipas noga, of these translucent sparks. So this process of this birurim, this sorting through, like it's basically sorting out the negative from the positive and allowing the positive to lift up. In this process, what happens is they raise what's called the main nukvin, the feminine waters. And this feminine waters that rise up as a result, rise up. And this is how this unification happens that we talked about. And this unification that happens above, there's a sort of intimacy that happens above, which allows the masculine waters to now descend. These are the main duchin. And what are these masculine waters? These masculine waters are a type of chesed. They are the aspect of chesed, this aspect of kindness, which we discussed, that refers to the positive aspect of what they're doing. And this causes this descent of the kindness to flow down from above to below. So it's a little technical, but the way that you kind of understand that is that basically through these complete tzaddikim engaging in this process of transforming their negative passions in such a way that they are solely for the purpose of God, what's happening is they are refining the klipas noga, which is the source of these passions. And this refinement of this klipas noga allows for these feminine waters to rise up as a result. So they're through abstaining from the negativity and using it for and transforming it into a positive type of passion, the feminine waters rise up, and then these feminine waters unite with masculine waters above, which in turn stimulates them to descend down here below. And this descent down here below is what we term chesed. Chesed is a concept, it's kindness, and it's this concept of a descent, an influence kind of thing. And the way that this is manifest is through the second aspect of the Bnei Aliyah, which we said is all about kindness. It's all about the tzaddikim doing kindness for God, in the sense that they are doing these positive commandments and serving Hashem for a higher purpose, which is more altruistic and not just about their own selfish means. So I hope that was clear. I know it was a little bit technical, but hopefully this helps you understand things a little bit. And that is the conclusion of chapter 10. Tomorrow we will continue with chapter 11. And I should mention here that as the Tanya becomes a little bit more technical, if you ever have any questions or anything like that, rather than sending me a private message about them, which, you're always welcome to do, but what I would rather and what I'd love is if we started some kind of discussion either on YouTube or Facebook or any of those kind of things, Twitter, post your questions there. Maybe YouTube is the best venue for right now. And hopefully we can start a discussion. So I'd love to hear your feedback as always, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Thanks for listening to the It Is Taught podcast, hosted by Sarit Switzer. This podcast is dedicated in loving memory of my maternal grandfather, Avraham Yitzchak ben Binyamin HaKohen of blessed memory. Music by Shoshana. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to support the show, please share it with others and subscribe on YouTube, Apple iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And make sure to leave us a 5-star review. To find out more about the It Is Taught project, including more information on my soon-to-be published book, please visit our website, itistaught.com. To catch the latest from me, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Looking forward to speaking with you tomorrow, and until then, have a great day.